Tonight, we travel to one of the greatest cities on planet Earth, Paris. Here, we meet some people who work during the night when the rest of us are asleep. The first Parisian we meet this evening is Jean-Pierre, a baker. He owns a little boulangerie just around the corner from the Rodin Museum in the 7th arrondissement. Jean-Pierre's boulangerie has been in his family for a very long time. He is one of a long line of bakers who have lived in the house above the little bakery. As Paris sleeps, Jean-Pierre awakens 6 nights a week, leaving his sleeping wife behind to make pastries and bread for the rest of the City of Lights. He doesn't find it difficult. It's part of life, part of his natural rhythm. As he walks into the bathroom, the lights in the house are still off, and he looks out through the window at the sleeping city. The stars shine brightly down upon Paris, and in wintertime, the snow on the ground below glistens in the starlight. Jean-Pierre loves this time of day. It feels like all the world is his. Standing in the darkness, his bare feet touch the warm wooden floor, and he feels grounded. He takes some deep breaths in and out, feeling warm inside. He dresses, brushes his teeth, and heads downstairs into the little bakery. His first job is to fire up the ovens. Every day, without fail, he enjoys the comforting sound of the wood burning as the ovens light up. The kitchen is unchanged in over 100 years. He thinks of his parents, long gone now, and the joy they experience in this hallowed place. Jean-Pierre takes out his pastry, some of it prepared the night before, and begins to roll, adding butter as he works. This rolling motion, which he has done 100 million times before, strengthens his arms. There's something he loves about it, the process, the craftsmanship, the care and attention to detail that only someone who truly cares about their work can exhibit. As he rolls, he likes to think of it as his morning meditation, a way of connecting to something higher. He loses himself in the task, and it isn't long before he has created many little triangles that will be rolled up into croissants. Meanwhile, over at the Louvre Museum, Marie-Louise, a security guard, is in the middle of her shift. She decides to walk through the empty halls, something she enjoys doing. Marie-Louise is an art student and cleverly got a job at the Louvre to enjoy the masterpieces all on her own. She walks through the magnificent building, feeling much like Jean-Pierre, that the world is hers at this time of night. Sometimes she pretends the paintings are hers too. This building, originally built as a royal residence, took 200 years to complete. Marie-Louise arrives at her favorite room, the one housing the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. The Mona Lisa is the best known and most visited work of art in the world. It's believed that da Vinci worked on the painting for many years in the early 1500s. Eventually, it was brought to France and came into the hands of King Francis V, where it has been housed in the Louvre for over 200 years. Normally, it's difficult to see the painting due to the crowds, but not tonight. Marie-Louise is granted a private audience with the world's most famous painting. As a child, she had a poster of the Mona Lisa in her room, and now, as an adult, she can't believe she sees it in person every night. She stands close to the painting, admiring the delicate features of the mysterious woman. No one knows exactly who the Mona Lisa was, and this mystery will likely remain unsolved. Marie-Louise thinks about how humans are all connected, and in a way that makes her feel connected to da Vinci. As she walks through the halls, she feels sleepy and decides to keep walking until she's ready to rest. Outside, slowly driving through the snow, is Laurent, a taxi driver. He enjoys working these hours when there's no traffic, like Marie-Louise and Jean-Pierre. Laurent savors the peaceful feeling that the world is his and his alone for a few hours. He passes the Louvre and gazes at the building, then continues driving along the Seine River, opening the window to feel the cool air and listen to the calming flow of the water. Eventually, Laurent arrives at the Eiffel Tower. He has a ritual of stopping and looking up at the tower every night. He marvels at its enormity and grandeur, allowing himself to feel grateful for living in this beautiful city. He knows that many people around the world would love to see the Eiffel Tower, and he never takes that privilege for granted. It's cold, so Lord gets back into the car and continues his nighttime drive through Paris. He has a call to pick up a passenger heading to the airport. Meanwhile, in the air, Roxane, an air stewardess, is flying aboard an Air France A380 heading in from Los Angeles. She's worked a long shift and is tired, but she takes comfort in the fact that most of the 65 passengers on board are fast asleep. As she prepares for landing, Roxane reflects on how incredible it is that all these people, along with their luggage, are flying high above the earth. She's always amazed by the beauty of it all. She also thinks about how humans working together can achieve such incredible things. As the plane lands at Charles de Gaulle Airport and passengers disembark, Jean-Pierre takes out a tray of fresh croissants, the smell wafting through the streets of Paris. The night slowly blends into day, and soon, Jean-Pierre welcomes his first customer, Roxane. She greets him with a smile, and they exchange pleasantries. After buying a croissant, Roxane heads home, as does Marie-Louise, who stops by the bakery for a pastry before heading to her apartment. Laurent parks his car outside the bakery, buys a baguette, and continues his journey out of the city to his home in the suburbs. As the day begins, Jean-Pierre's wife, Brigitte, comes downstairs and greets him with a warm embrace. Jean-Pierre heads upstairs to get some much-needed rest, feeling grateful for the work he does. Soon, Roxane, Laurent, and Marie-Louise will all be asleep, as will the city around them, deep in a peaceful and restful slumber.